Hello, 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 ladies and gentlemen.
Hi.
Welcome to Table Read Tuesday podcast. I recognized in the first episode I said the wrong title, and it's been haunting me ever since.
And it's funny because there's going to be a second episode out before this one too, so who knows if that one's wrong or not.
Speaking of haunting, Angelina, what's our theme for today? Let's get right into it.
Our theme for today is Halloween sequels that we would love to see.
Awesome. So we're taking your favorite spooky, scary stories and we're crafting up a delicious sequel with the fun.
I would just like to say, right now my room is the color of a Baja Blast, and I'm very happy. Baja blast my body into oblivion. Thank you.
Oh my god. By the way, audience, I have a delicious refreshment. So I'm sorry if you hear me take a little sippy sip.
Should I put my headphones in?
Probably. That sounds awful. There we go. Now we're all ready. Angelina, would you like to start us off as our...
No, because my things didn't connect. Okay, you know what? We'll do it without him. I don't need to make this any more difficult.
Rogue? We're going rogue this time.
We're going rogue. We'll call this Adam Driver because it's Rogue One.
He wasn't in Rogue One.
I was gonna say, I can't do anything right.
I'm glad you tried. I'm glad you know Adam Driver's in Star Wars at the very least.
Wait, he is? No. Friendship over. Okay.
I was taking a guess.
So, all right. I'm going to change my background. You might have to show this part just because of this. My first sequel is for the beloved Haunted Mansion.
You fool! I was going to do that one!
Haha! Foolish mortal. I really didn't have a plan I just knew I wanted to do this one. So we're going on the fly right now. I'm going to give myself 5 minutes to explain this movie. Because if I don't give myself 5 minutes... The last one
was horribly long.
M. Night Shyamalan's Tower Escape can go die.
Don't say her name in my presence.
All right. So what? They're the Carmichaels, right? I got that far. Yeah. So the Carmichael family, right? Oh, I got it. So it's been years and years. Mr. Carmichael, I forget his name, Mr. Eddie Murphy Carmichael, his real estate business with his wife is popped off. They've done great things. Their kids attend the Ivy Leagues. It is.
As they should.
It's a powerful family. I'd say, it's about 20 years later. So these kids, they're doing their own thing. They're about to enter the family business. Mm-hmm. And then someone comes into the neighborhood one day and is like, I'd like to buy a house, as you do. And
just go straight to the real estate agent. Don't even look on Zillow first or anything.
Right. It's pointless. So this man, it's a man. He goes and he's like very, very dashing, very dapper young man, probably played by James Marsden. Because I love that man. But he's really just trying to be invested in this family and hey, I'd like to buy a house. And then B plot, the family's moving to wherever the real estate capital of the world is. I don't know. Wherever they are, they're getting out of this dingy little town. And he's like, how about I buy your house? And then they're like, okay, so he's in there, but they have to live together for a couple weeks, just due to moving protocol and procedures. And then he locks them in there one night, and it's dark, stormy night, they're having a family dinner, and then boom, he traps him in with his magic powers. You find out it's the guy at the end of what's the guy in the end of the first movie? The guy who trapped him there, who was looking for his wife.
Oh, Mr. Gracie?
Yeah, it's Mr.
Or
Gracie.
or the evil butler.
No, it's Mr. Gracie.
Okay, Gracie.
But like they don't know it's him because he's in disguise. But then he finds out that his wife, who is his wife? Sarah?
Sarah.
Is that her?
Yes, that's Sarah, because he says that name like 10 billion times in the movie.
That's the only reason why Sarah came to mind too. Sarah, and he's like, when we descended into the heavens, Sarah cheated on me with a dead man. And so now he's pissed.
Ooh.
Right? And so that's why he's back, and he's back for the Mrs. Carmichael.
All that character development out the window.
Right. Hey, sequels tend to throw that out. I never said this is good.
Yeah. You're pulling a Wreck-It Ralph too. We're just gonna get rid of all of this.
And then they try to leave, but then I guess they open up his suitcase, as they do. Like, it's obviously the kids who do it. And like the spirits of like the butler and like all our favorite people from the first movie come back out, and
Wallace Shawn comes back. Yeah. Don't eat those cookies.
We just need Wallace Shawn back, honestly.
Oh, they have the bus. They take the bus with them at the end of the movie. Are they like in the backyard? Do they offer the family advice? And they sing their advice.
I guess I should say like what kind of house this is, because like this would be weird like if it took place in like an apartment, but like they're like well off,
Wait, okay, hear me out. Haunted Mansion Vacation Home. So it's like a beach house, and it's in like Hawaii. You ever see like the Sims 4 Island Living, like the houses there that are so like stereotypical Hawaiian, Polynesian kind of stuff, like that kind of house, and now it's just filled with all of these Victorian ghosts.
So maybe they're not moving, they're just trying to sell their vacation house because they're like sick of it. Rich people things.
Yeah.
When you're a real estate agent and things are going well for you, you have that luxury. And the movie ends by literally same thing, same change of heart, except like they actually like evaporate Mr. What's his name? I'm gonna forget. Mr. Stacy? Mr.
Gracie.
Mr. Gracie. They evaporate Mr. Gracie's soul, and he like turns into a fine powder, and Wallace Shawn uses him to like make cookies.
No. Who was the other? It was Wallace Shawn. Who played the other like maid? And they were the pair that like messed with the kids.
Yeah.
I know Jennifer Tilly was Madame Leota in that movie. I know who she is, but I'm forgetting her name. We're gonna do a quick Google search, folks.
Wait, what did I say the family's name was? Carmichael?
Yeah.
They're the Everspin.
Oh my gosh, how am I so stupid? Because their real estate slogan is "We'll find your home for evers and evers."
That's right. Oh my gosh. But who are the Carmichaels then?
I don't know.
Am I just dumb? Wow.
I think you're hallucinating. What would this movie be called?
A haunted beach house.
Haunted beach house. Haunted vacation house. Haunted bungalow.
No, the haunted mansion forever's after.
Ooh, we're pulling a Shrek 4 here.
Yeah. It'd be like that. Oh, Ramsley. I forgot about him. He was crazy.
He was a little kooky spooky. Anyways, so my pitch, fun fact, I thought you were gonna come in with like actual horror movies. I am a really big scaredy cat. So I have not seen a lot of the classic horror movies, and if I have,
neither have I. I just know a lot of them. Like I know the plot.
I know the plot because these are like really iconic movies, but like I haven't.
Yeah.
I've never seen Nightmare on Elm Street or like Child's Play. The new It that everyone freaked out about, I totally skipped. I could not survive that.
I hate that movie so much because of the sound quality on it, because I'll like, if you watch it like on TV, there's like parts that are like so quiet, so like you're adjusting the volume constantly because like you can't hear what
And
they're
then it's
saying.
like,
But then it's like boom.
mhm. The only like I guess typical horror movie I've seen is like the original Frankenstein movie, and the only reason that's considered a horror movie because when it came out in the 1920s, it was so much that people fainted in the theater, and it's not
Yeah.
scary at all.
No.
So, I
People are
mean,
just scared of tall men.
I know I certainly am. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so mine is based off of a childhood favorite of mine and of a lot of people, Hot Topic faring people. The Nightmare Before Christmas.
Ah, yes.
Okay, this beloved classic that many a person have wanted a sequel to, or that many people watch year round. This movie is so crazy popular. So, Nightmare Before Christmas too. What could you do with that? Because it seems like the story is wrapped up with a pretty little bow. But you know what? I'm gonna demolish that and pull a Toy Story 4.
Oh my
So,
god.
what we're gonna do. So time skip. Let's say 10 years. 10 is a solid amount. Jack and Sally, they've dated, they've gotten married, and they have a little kid. And this kid has a spooky name, Charles Fitz. And since Jack is the Pumpkin King, that makes Charles the Pumpkin Prince. So,
Don't tell me he dresses up like Prince.
oh my gosh, yes. So, but the thing is with Halloween Town, of course, it's all of these are like monsters. So they're immortal. They never grow old. So Jack is always going to be the Pumpkin King. So Charles
is living in his dad's shadow.
Yes, for literally the entirety of existence.
Oh man.
So of course, like Jack, he was tired of being the Pumpkin King because he'd been doing it for so long. But of course, Charles never wants to be the Pumpkin Prince because he has to do all this fancy stuff, and be this perfect little child. And he's never gonna like get to be the Pumpkin King who makes all the real decisions. So while Jack just kind of had a bit of a pity party existential crisis, like Charles really doesn't want to be a Halloween person. So over time, as he grows up, he develops this like this sentiment that like he hates commercial holidays. He's like those people around Halloween, Christmas, Valentine's Day, where it's like this is just to make money, and
right.
it's all about
very
commercialism.
capitalism based.
He becomes just like that. So he rebels and he wants to get rid of all holidays. Dun, dun, dun. And he doesn't have Zero, but he has another like lovable ghost animal sidekick. Maybe he has like a Franken cat that like Sally. Oh, okay. It's a voodoo doll cat that Sally sewed up herself, and it's like it's been enchanted. So it's like this little kind of rag doll. You could sell so much merchandise with it. So
the merch is always important.
It's Disney. It's Disney right now. It's all about the merch. So Charles is going around and he goes into the real world disguised as a person. He's obviously this weird half Frankenstein, half skeleton thing, so he puts on like a skin suit or a big trench
like a trench coat.
So you can't see his face. So he can go around pretending to be human, and he starts like basically preaching all of that, like down with the holidays, we should be working 24 all year, we have no reason to celebrate, the world sucks, all this.
So he's conservative.
Maybe not that. Like maybe not he should be working, but maybe he's like just a bunch of nihilist stuff, like holidays don't matter. All you want for Christmas is toys, not like friendship and family. All you want for Thanksgiving is turkey. None of that.
So he's
You're
very
thankful
in that regard.
Yes. He's that. And he like it kind of reaches to a lot of people to the point where some of these holidays get canceled. And in some major this is all hypothetical, some
Oh my
major
God.
countries ban trick-or-treating, and Halloween Town gets really run down because the one export they have, which is scaring the fuck out of people, is gone. Because no
Oh my
trick-or-treaters
God.
means no holiday. And Santa's Workshop is starting to lay off elves because they have no presents to make. If New Zealand is canceling Christmas and the entire New Zealand division is shut down.
Oh my God, there's a New Zealand division.
I like to think in Santa's Workshops, just to kind of separate the load, each country has like its own like group of elves that not only
the
study
elves are natives of that country?
Of course they are. They have
Representation
to go in
matters.
and do cultural research, so they also get to know the people of the country, so they know the appropriate gifts. Come on, Angelina, use your brain.
Sorry.
So
I keep looking at the big brain behind you.
So, anyways, that's my big brain.
Who is it? Anyways, is that Pete? Is it Pete or is it Mickey?
That's Mickey, of course.
I didn't see his face till you moved his
Look at his cute little ears. So, anyways, Charles, he's very satisfied with himself. He's succeeded at like his kind of plan to not like to also not only get holidays shut down, but also kind of stick it to his pops, who is very, Jack's matured a little bit. And while he's still like really fascinated with other holidays and hangs out with Santa and stuff, he's a Halloween guy, and he's always doing all these big events and dragging his son to him. So, but then he goes home and sees all the people of Halloween Town and Christmas Town. Let's throw in all the holidays. They're all gathered around, and maybe it's Christmas time now, and they're having this big dinner, and they're still talking and laughing. And then, and then, Charles is like, he has a Grinch moment. He's like, why are you gathering? Christmas is canceled. You're not getting any presents. And then all of them are like, well, Christmas is a time to get with your family. And he's like, well, that's the excuse people use to get presents from their family. He's like, well, we'll never pass up a chance to be with our friends. And, a light emits in Disney magic. And Charles is like, oh, I've ruined something great. It's not just about the commercialism. And it's an excuse to see the people you love. And that's important. So he goes back and he makes a big announcement. He's like, Christmas is back on! Halloween so
everybody just listens to this kid? They're like...
Well, he obviously had a really big influence on everything. So I think if he changes his mind...
Like, on his scale of dictatorship, like, at what point, like, how fast did he, like, rise to fame? Like, I'm seeing so many plot holes here. I just haven't... I need these questions answered.
He's kind of... Well, okay, I imagine it being kind of a Greta situation where it goes to speak to the UN on the matter, and it just gets a bunch of,
the UN stuff. Would not let a man in a skin suit and a trench coat in the building.
Well, what if he's got something important to say?
They're like, let the man in. They like rush him in on like
busting down the door. Let me in!
Let me in! Let me in! Let me in!
So yeah, that is, what would I call it? Nightmare Before Christmas 2. I think you can leave it simple. Nightmare
After Christmas.
Ooh, Nightmare Before Easter.
Easter Bunny's just like out of a job. Like he's like has a beer bottle in his hand.
He's hopping on the floor. Slowly away. He like locks the egg door behind him and like slowly hops into the weird holiday forest.
And the Easter Bunny like takes off his fake ears and like hangs them up, and he's just a body of fur.
That's sad.
Tell me real quick, before I go on to my next one, because I don't know how I'm feeling about this next one. You're gonna get a kick out of it.
Okay.
What's your next movie based off of?
I'm thinking Coraline.
All right. You want to do yours now, and then we'll end with mine?
Oh God, you're that confident?
Yeah, but I
Okay.
need a little more time to cover up some plot holes too.
Okay. Well, I haven't thought of this one very deeply, but I'll do some improv. So
Beautiful.
Coraline, right? This, as I told you earlier, I'm a big scary cat, and this movie still has me fucked up to this day. Like,
That's fair. I
I
can't watch it all the way through.
my mom took me to see it. It was just us two, and we saw it in 3D.
You
And
in 3D.
it was terrifying. And when did it come out? Like early 2010s? I was probably no more than like 10.
It
So,
came out in 2009. So you
oh,
were
I was
7?
in, yeah, I was like 7. It was, oh,
7 or 6 or 7? Whoa.
yeah, that's rough, dog. So, I have yet to see it again, but that movie has left such a profound impact on me that I still remember a lot of it to this day. So Coraline, right? Coraline 2, what would you do? Coraline's an adult now, and after her experience with the other mother and all of that weird sewn on your eyes kind of stuff,
Yeah.
she's like, this can't be the only instance of like magic and stuff. So,
does she go to therapy? Like, is she seeing a therapist regularly?
She is. I'm very concerned about her as well. But she decides, I can't, there are probably other kids that have succumbed to this kind of stuff, and we don't even know the extent of this. So she becomes a paranormal investigator. And,
oh.
and a lot of people obviously make fun of her for it. Because, like, paranormal investigators are seen as these hokey kind of people who, they take their cameras around and they film really crummy fake ghost shows. But Coraline is like, nope, not me, son. I'm the real bee's knees, and if you have a ghost in your house, I'm gonna get it, or any weird eyeball stuff, I'm getting it out. So she spent the last like 20 years going to people's houses. She has like a tip line for kids who have similar stuff going on, and it's all these kids that like Coraline had family problems and junk, and she goes and she basically like covers the hole to the other side, the other world. And like, so I don't know, she finds a way to shut it and like get rid of it. So yeah. But she goes to this one house, and she noticed that the kid that called her isn't there. So they've obviously like gone to the other side, and the parents are freaking out because they're like, where's our kid? We never
she
saw
locked him in the other side.
Yeah, they're like, maybe the dad was doing like repairs to the house while the kid went to the other world and accidentally like sealed them in. So Coraline's like freaking out because she knows the freaky stuff that's on the other side of that world. So, Coraline's like, we gotta find this thing. So Coraline and the pit, now she's seeing. Coraline hasn't still gotten over her family issues entirely, because while she learned to appreciate her family at the end of the first one because of everything she went through, she still realized that, whatever issues her family were going through were still issues. And why she can still love her family and appreciate them, she's still not gonna, deal with, she's still not gonna excuse real issues. So, maybe there's a few times in the movie where she calls her mom and her mom's like, are you gonna get a real degree or something kind of sassy?
The scariest thing a mom can say to you.
Yeah, and all that kind of stuff. But this is the first time Coraline gets to spend a lot of time with these kids' parents, because usually she'll just see the kid and be like, in my backyard there's a weird hole to another world, Coraline, can you seal it up? And she's like, yeah, and she'll give them like a, I don't know, pamphlet to go talk to a therapist about what they've seen and like their parents' issues and stuff, So she goes, and this is her first time spending a lot of time with the parents and seeing the issues from the parent side. She's used to just hearing about it from the kid. So Coraline is like, you know, her parents are like, yeah, we really want her to get into a good college and stuff. So, we try to make her do her schoolwork, but she never wants to do it. And then, maybe the kid's under like a lot of pressure from her parents, so that kind of shuts them down, and that's why there's kind of an issue there. But this is the first time Coraline's like, there's a reason sometimes parents are a little mean to their kids. It's not, there's a line between being mean and like abusive for the sake of that and just accidentally pushing too hard. And that kind of, she realized that's what's kind of going on with her family. So it makes her feel a bit, because she's like, oh, it's from a place of love. And she also, the whole movie is just trying to find this one portal. And then the climax is like the parents come in and save the kid. And then Coraline, the resolution, she goes to her house and she talks to her parents honestly. And she's like, I know you just want the best for me, Ma. And and maybe she's dating the red hair kid from the movie. I haven't seen it in a while, so I don't know what happens there. And the entire time, just to show that she's aged, maybe she's, instead of wearing the yellow raincoat, she's like a black one that's edgier.
Ooh.
So you could tell that she's seen some stuff.
Or it's like a darker mustard.
Ooh, I like that. That's that's dramatic.
Yeah.
Dramatic, static, and monochromatic.
I actually got a little invested. That's why I got so quiet. I was like, wow, that's like a
I mean, I haven't seen Coraline in a lot, so I might get some comments that are like, this is not true to the original source material at all. And I haven't seen Coraline since 2009. It's been more than 10 years. But I'd call this one, I wouldn't call it Coraline. I'd call it the name of the kid who's stuck in the other. We'll pull a Coco. So it's the kid stuck in another world. Because, I mean, you only meet this kid at like the end of the movie, and the movie's all about him. And maybe the portal, they spend so much time looking for it, maybe the portal isn't even at the house. They spend a lot of time thinking she got sealed in by the dad's yard work, but it isn't that. Maybe it's somewhere in like the middle of town and a bunch of kids have wandered into it. So so the climax is even bigger than the last one, because it's not saving just one kid, it's saving a whole town of kids that have to deal with all these different issues. I don't know.
Now here's a question. Is this going to be in the same style as the first one, or is it going to be live action?
I'm not opposed. I wouldn't want it to be live action. Part of the reason a lot of people like Coraline is that it has the same Tim Burton style as Nightmare, but it's made by the same director. So,
Yeah.
So I don't know if we should lose the stop motion charm that both of those movies have.
Right.
Okay, what's your next movie?
Okay. Let me change my background for this. This is very exciting for me. You're gonna appreciate this one.
Oh my gosh, I love this movie!
Scary Godmother.
I can't. Scary Godmother already has a sequel, right?
No, I didn't know that. Well, that works perfectly for me because this will be the third. Is a prequel.
Okay.
Oh my god, I like how I'm fitting myself right over the hat.
I don't think many people will know what Scary Godmother is. I'm gonna put a picture of it on the screen so people can understand the quality of this film.
It's basically, I don't even know how to explain it, but
it's free on YouTube. It's like 30 minutes. It is the worst holiday special ever. It's so bad it's good. Please watch it.
It's amazing.
I love it so much. It's been my favorite Halloween special since I was a kid. Genuinely, I watch it every year.
Okay, so here we get the origin stories of Scary Godmother, right?
Oh my god.
So I'm reading the Wikipedia description of who she is, so you can correct me if I'm wrong on any of this. A tall, skinny, and pretty-looking fairy witch with long, curly red hair. Okay, I don't need the description of her. She lives on the Fright Side, a world where scary Halloween monsters live. Okay. And, like, what's her... She has powers, right? Like, to, like, do scary things.
Yeah.
Okay. So, we cut to, like, I don't know, a teenage scary godmother,
Ooh.
right?
Fresh out of high
She's
school.
not scary like fresh out of high school, doing her thing. She's going to community college because she wants to be an actress. And she's like trying to make it big, right? And that's her whole gimmick. And she's like rejection after rejection. Like, her parents don't financially support her. She gets kicked out of the house, and then so she has to move away to the Fright Side, I guess, and she has to go to Fright Side Community College, you know.
Yeah.
But she doesn't know it's like Fright Side or whatever. And after like the role she's always wanted to do it. She finally got the role she wanted. I don't know. Let's say, I don't know. Pick a role. Elphaba? I don't know. It's fitting.
it's a typecast.
It really is. Green girl playing green girl. And so she finally gets the role she wants, but she meets a handsome hunk. Maybe it's the guy who's playing Fiyero, right? And she has a lovely night of passion with this man.
Keep going. I'm invested. I'm just embarrassed.
I may or may not be projecting my own fantasies into this show. Cut that out.
Oh, no.
Okay. No. So, hear me out. And then so over the next like 2 weeks, she's like, oh no, she's pregnant. Dun, dun, dun. Of course, right? So obviously now she can't play the role because they're like, we don't want a pregnant girl playing this role. Like, obviously, side note, yes, pregnant women can do amazing things, but the physicality of the show is too much to bring a fetus into this world. And she's distraught. And she examines all her options. She is pro-choice, but she decides, you know what? I'm going to take on this new chapter of my life. Maybe this is meant to happen. So, after she gives birth, we cut to 9 months later.
What the hell?
Nope, I'm not done. She gives the child up for adoption, and she's like, I can't. And she's so distraught. And so like the show, like the day she gives birth is like closing night of this show. So like she's already like a mess. Mind you, I think it's funnier to think that like she's losing her mind over not being able to play Elphaba in a community college version of Wicked. Like, that to me, top tier. and so she like runs off, and she finally discovers, you know, she's down on her luck, like in the back alley smoking a cigarette, like 2 weeks after giving birth. She's like, I have a daughter out there. And then she becomes her witch self when some little gremlin monster's like, would you like to be a scary godmother? You know, he's Italian.
I see you down in the dumpster face.
It's one of those, like, they like pick you up on like the side of like Hollywood Boulevard to like, I could change your life. And it's that. And then we split in, then we go into the first Scary Godmother. And then she finally meets Hannah Marie, the little girl, main character, and she has a moment, and it's cut from the original film. I know this because I wrote the original film.
Yeah, it's me, the author of Scary Godmother.
Yeah. And you see her, and she sees Hannah Marie for the first time, and she's like, that's my daughter.
You guys can't see her right now, audience, but I just face palmed so hard. I could see it coming from 100 miles away, but I still can't believe you actually did that. I was expecting it to be the like skeleton.
I haven't gotten to the who is it? Boozle?
Is Boozle the skeleton? No. I think Boozle's the big monster. My favorite one's the werewolf.
Well, you never find out who the dad ends up being, so that's always cute. Here's the best part of the movie. It's a musical. It's very fitting.
No, please no.
And I propose to you to call it this. One Scary Mother, the musical.
I'm going to cry. I'm at a loss for words.
We can end it there. That's it. That's all I got. What are your thoughts? Let it out. It's okay. I know. I put something big on you. It's a lot. It's okay.
Too much. It's too much.
It's my best one yet. I'll say that.
Oh, it definitely, compared to the atrocities you've made. Oh my God. I feel like people aren't gonna understand like how bad this movie is. Like, you know what? Stop for a second. I'm gonna play a clip here.
I know. I just have to remind myself every now and again that it is the 20th century now.
The 21st century, my precious.
Great! Now my watch is stopped as well. But first...
Ooh, gross! My parents are necking again.
That was a clip from Scary Godmother. And now do you understand why this is so horrible, dastardly? I love this idea.
I think the reason my idea was so good, not to like get on my high horse or anything, was because the movie itself is so bad. Like, coming up with a good story for Disney or Animal Crossing, that's a high bar to set. But like this is more my speed.
Even Angelina can beat it. I think you can do a lot with this movie or music stage adaptation because
it's a screen adaptation of a movie. It's like the Les Mis movie.
Oh, okay. So
it's not a full-on musical. It's like there's a lot of
lore in Scary Godmother. Like, how does she meet her spooky friends? Is it one of them like the what's the name of somebody that helps you give birth? The midwife?
Midwife.
Oh my God, can the vampire chick be the midwife? Oh, that's cute. That's really cute. So and she already has a little boy. Oh. So, Angelina, what film of mine would you like to do a scene from?
I'm really invested in the Coraline one, so.
Okay. What would you like to do?
Oh gosh. I don't know. There's like so much to like delve into.
So much to unpack.
I know. Maybe like the therapist conversation between like Coraline and, you know, her therapist.
Okay. Who would you like to be?
The therapist.
Okay.
Hmm.
I will be Coraline and scene begin.
What brings you? Well, no, I know why you're here. You're depressed. That's not how I wanted to start that.
You're such a great therapist.
Can like the therapist be like the comedic relief? Because like this is like a very heavy movie. Like,
of course, if that's where you want to go with it.
I think it would really, really. Hold on. Sorry.
Oh my God.
My mother was texting me.
Oh, mommy?
Mom. Okay. So, your other mother. How does that make you feel?
Honestly, I feel like I'm not only terrified, but millions of children around the world feel that same fear with me.
Do you feel that you are maybe putting all this pressure on yourself that isn't your responsibility?
I mean, yeah. I'm one of the few people who knows about this kind of stuff. What are they gonna do? Talk to their parents? The reason this stuff happens to people is because they don't want to talk to their parents.
So, this is your job. You do this for a living. What do you do when you get home?
I do when I get home. If my memory serves correctly, I have a cat. So I I play around with my cat a little bit, and then I go to bed. I'm very tired at the end of a long day of beating up.
What I'm getting at
Spider
is you
women.
bring your work home with you.
I mean, I have my phone on me at all times in case there's an emergency.
But do you let it control your life? Because that's part of the problem.
I mean, define controlling my life.
I don't know. I just think that you let this affect you so much to where it's not, you can't be yourself and other people's problems are becoming your problems. And instead of progressing and getting better, you're getting worse.
Look, lady, we're just people made out of clay, styrofoam, and animatronic figures in a little movie about weird people with button eyes. Okay, stop talking about controlling my life because it is being controlled. It's claymation, and then the movie ends.
I don't get paid enough for this. Session over.
Okay.
Which
you know
movie of mine would you want to act out?
I want to do the scene in the Scary Godmother film where she meets the gremlin, and I want to be the gremlin, and she becomes a witch.
Okay. Me smoking a cigarette. Oh, I have a daughter out there.
Hey, sweet cheeks. Yeah,
What are you
there,
looking-
you there, skinny legs. Ah-cha-cha. So,
Who are you?
I'm the troll that lives under that there bridge, and I have a proposition for you.
Oh, yeah, what is it?
You look a little beaten up, doll face.
I just gave birth. That's not a very nice thing to say.
Oh, well, I mean, they say you're glowing when you're pregnant, so if you're giving birth, you've lost that glow. So what if I reinvigorated your life, gave you a little something to look forward to, and a steady flow of
Something to live
cash?
for. Me blowing the cigarette.
Look, sweetie pie, I need an enchantress, okay? I am an extremely ugly troll, and a witch like you could really fix me up. So let's say I give you a steady flow of coinage, and you make me beautiful again. What do you say?
How much coinage are we talking?
I have 3 pockets full of silver.
2, and you've got yourself a deal.
That's what I like to hear, sweet cheeks. Come on, let's go under the bridge.
What?
Woo!
And see.
And that, I think the troll, you wouldn't get this reference, but he'd sound like the guy from Star Wars who goes up to Obi-Wan Kenobi. He's like, hey, you want to buy any death sticks? And Obi-Wan Kenobi's like, I don't want to buy your death sticks. You don't want to buy my death sticks. I want you to go home and rethink your life. I want to go home and rethink my life.
Oh my god.
Okay? And with that, we've done it.
We did. We done it.
Happy Halloween. If you weren't able to catch Murder Calling at its live premiere, it will be up on Halloween forever.
Woo!
So you can
That's
watch it whenever you're feeling down.
And because by the time this comes out, it'll be the Tuesday after. So if you did watch it live, thank you. But if you didn't, you'll get another chance. Don't worry.
Yeah. So thank you for tuning in for Tuna.
Yeah,
And
Tuna.
Charlie,
and
Tuna. We'll see you next week.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Ooh.